Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Obi, and today I want to preface before I roll the intro that this is meant to be a respectful discussion. So we're going to keep it that way. So please feel free to discuss, but be respectful. Anyways, on with the video. Whether you believe it or not, a lot of directors look at talent and race as a factor of casting someone as a role, albeit the race aspect is an implicit bias. I will dive into the topic in a respectful and educational way, so please listen before arguing and stay respectful. This is an important and sensitive discussion, so it is best to keep things civil. Let's get into it. What is colorblind casting? Well, according to some people, it is a casting crew deciding on the best actor they could find for the role at hand, and it has nothing to do with race. But colorblind casting just inevitably has the director pick someone who essentially looks similar to them. It is a product of bias, not necessarily an attempt to make people of color not have as many roles in modern media. Although it may not be the intent, the effect of this colorblind casting leaves a lot of people of color to not be included in many forms of media. And if they are, it seems to either be an afterthought, or they portray roles of helping the main white character to achieve their goals. Although colorblind casting may seem progressive, it in fact ultimately is decided through implicit biases of the director. For example, the famous director Tim Burton, when asked about his casting choices, Burton said that casting people of color for the sake of diversity is even more offensive than his choices of all-white casting. Quote, "Things either call for it or they don't," unquote. For directors so famous and influential as Tim Burton to outwardly ignore the harmful choice of his casting decisions and in fact go harder for it once people have criticized him for it. People often bring up the same rhetoric. It shouldn't be about race. They should hire people based on talent. Meh, 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 meh. But realistically, they don't. 90% of the time, they make the cast look more like them or fit the Eurocentric standard. Heel is a great example of someone who's using color-conscious casting to give representation to a minority. Another good example would be Hamilton. Whether you like Hamilton or not, they do a very good casting choice for only having people of color for that. For their Hollywood has an amazing track record of not representing minorities in their flicks, including people of color, the LGBTQ plus community, disabled and mental health communities, in a good light. Even looking at the Oscar nominations, there are just very few minority roles that get to make it to the spotlight. This is just a criticism on how Hollywood and film producers can do so much better. Film is such an amazingly great way to give audiences not only a way to educate and get the audience wanting to learn more about these subjects, but also gives them the chance for young kids to see people who look like them, or act like them, or feel like them. It's important because it can help children figure out their identities, as well as helping educate and broaden the horizons for everybody. More people should see something like that and appreciate it, instead of using the "it shouldn't be about race" rhetoric. It only belittles the idea. We can avoid an all-white casting if the director just puts a little more effort to put diversity in their art. Unfortunately, on the other hand, color-conscious casting can lead to the opposite effect. Although colorblind casting may seem progressive, it in fact ultimately is decided through the implicit biases of the director. So, dear viewer, I hope that this conversation helped you learn something in a positive and constructive way. This is meant to be an educational and respectful, so please, again, if you want to start a discussion, please be kind and do not be disrespectful to other people. Thank you guys so much for watching another one of these videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!